Welcome to BrainDub. In today's video, we're diving into the essentials of improving your emotional intelligence. Whether you're looking to enhance your personal relationships, boost your career, or simply understand yourself better, this guide will provide practical tips and strategies to elevate your emotional skills. Let's unlock your potential together. The ability to perceive, comprehend, and manage emotions is what we refer to as emotional intelligence, EII, or emotional quotient, EQ. When people talk about EI predominantly in social contexts, they mean it in a relatively shallow way, a tool to use in your interpersonal toolbox. But EI is much more than that. If you think about it in these terms, emotional intelligence is the basic criteria for any sort of leadership. Leadership starts with self-leadership, and self-leadership is inextricably linked to understanding your own emotional makeup. This guide will explore the leadership implications of EI and offer practical strategies for improving it. The key components of emotional intelligence are clear, but what makes some people more emotionally intelligent than others? Why do some people have it and others not? Studies show that genetics play a part in how emotionally intelligent a person can be, but environmental factors during childhood seem to be a larger influence in who ends up having emotional intelligence. Parents and close family members first set the patterns of our emotional brain and how we interact with the world by modeling emotional intelligence or lack thereof. Children then grow up and enter the workforce, where companies will either promote a culture of emotional intelligence or not. There are many upsides to having a high emotional intelligence. For one, it leads to improved relationships. When you understand and can manage your own emotions, it becomes much easier to understand and manage the emotions of others. This, as you probably know, is the world of social interactions. It's the public and private face of life, navigating through the many highs and lows with the many friends and foes we all meet along the way. Another pro of high EI, as it's referred to in the biz, is that it leads to mentally healthier lives. It definitely has a direct link to resilience. The bedrock of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. To bolster self-awareness, here are several practices you can undertake. Write in a journal. Regularly chronicling your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can help you spot patterns and identify what angers you, what saddens you, what scares you, and what makes you happy. Reflect on how these emotions drive your behavior and choices. Be mindful. Mindfulness is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment, which can be attained through the simple act of breathing. Pay attention to your breath. Notice how your body feels as you breathe in and out. Now, expand your awareness to the emotions you're experiencing in this very moment. And finally, ask for feedback. Who better to shed light on your emotional intelligence than the people you interact with? Self-regulation means keeping your emotions in check and managing them in a healthy, constructive way. One good way to improve self-regulation is to practice the pause. When you feel a strong emotion and are tempted to act, but know you should hold off, take a moment and really assess your feelings and the situation you find yourself in. This helps you reframe your emotion as well as the context in which you're experiencing it. When we repress or deny our feelings, they pop out in undesirable ways when we least expect it. In this way, speech acts as a tool for not just regulating ourselves, but for also understanding ourselves. What is motivation? It is about using the emotions we feel to propel us toward the pursuit and attainment of our goals. To enhance the motivation that we and those around us feel, consider the following. Setting clear goals offers a compass for motivation. Sedgefield, 2016. In her article on structure for sustaining motivation and engagement, recommends breaking goals down into smaller, manageable steps. Celebrating small wins can't be overrated. When we recognize and celebrate even our smallest of successes, we bolster the feeling of motivation and the reinforcement that comes with it. Finally, some research points to the power of visualizing success. As it turns out, imagining that we have achieved or will achieve something fosters motivation as well. Understanding and sharing the feelings of others is empathy. It can be improved in a few simple steps, and these steps require not only practice but also patience and a commitment to being more emotionally available to others. One of the steps is active listening. Listen attentively to others without interrupting or forming judgments. Show that you value their perspectives and emotions by nodding and providing verbal affirmations. Another step requires a semantically simple but profound shift. Instead of me or us, think them. Try to imagine how others might feel in a given situation. Consider their perspective and emotions when responding or making decisions. Interpersonal relationships and effective communication are at the core of what we call social skills. To strengthen your social skills, implement these strategies. Communication. Strive for clarity. Communicate with both authority and respect. Say what you mean and mean what you say, while also considering and valuing the opinions of others. Connection. Make friends. Reach out to your colleagues and classmates. Get to know them on a personal level. You don't have to be best buddies with everyone. You just have to be friendly and build a trusting relationship where it is appropriate. Conflict management. Work through problems without making them worse. When you hit an obstacle together, try to figure out how to get around it rather than going over it and not dealing with it, or under it, and breaking trust in the process. Introducing emotional intelligence into your routine can yield remarkable results in the long run. Fortunately, incorporating it into your life is very straightforward. Here are some of the easiest ways to bring emotional intelligence to your life. Reflect on your emotions every day. Only take a few minutes to bubble up to the top the day's significant emotional events for you. Then, think about what you or anyone else could have done differently. Meditate at least once a week. You might want to experiment with various ways to meditate or even mindfully take part in other forms of meditation, such as mindful walking or deep breathing. Talk to others with empathy. Enhancing emotional intelligence is not always an easy task. Here are some of the most common problems encountered on the path to improving EQ and some potential solutions. 1. Resistance to change. Most people are naturally inclined to oppose change, and changing the way you use your emotions may seem like you're asking someone to change their personality. To counteract this resistance, tackle small but significant emotional changes and gradually implement them into your daily life. 2. Emotional triggers. We all have emotional triggers that set us off, and many of these triggers are practically hardwired in us. If we're not careful, we can allow them to manage us instead of managing them ourselves. To keep improving EQ, it's vital to figure out which changes and new emotions you can manage, and which emotional triggers you can rewire or cope with better. Enhancing emotional intelligence is a path taken by one who must first journey in self-awareness. This is a necessary precursor if one wishes to travel the subsequent roads of mastering the fundamental skills of emotional intelligence. Progress may feel slow, as the individual must not only self-reflect, but also use this journey as an impetus for change. Road signs along the way help highlight moments that mark the individual as better or different when it comes to mastering the skills of emotional intelligence. A mixture of self-pacing, part motivation, and part necessity make for a changed individual at the end of the road. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips on improving your emotional intelligence helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content from BrainDub. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you're applying these strategies. See you in the next video.